Picture a small town, Harrison. December 1947. Snow falls softly, lights twinkle, carols drift through the air. It's a postcard Christmas scene. But something is wrong. A chill hangs in the air, cutting through the festive cheer. The smiles seem strained. The laughter feels forced. Harrison is a town hiding a secret. Beneath the surface of holiday joy, something sinister festers. An undercurrent of fear runs through the snow-covered streets. Behind the frosted windows, shadows move. The townsfolk try to ignore it, but the fear lingers. The rumours started subtly, whispers exchanged in hushed tones, nervous glances cast over shoulders, strange occurrences brushed aside as pranks, but the townsfolk knew better. This was different, this was darker. It began with decorations, festive lights twisted into grotesque shapes, garlands draped across houses like warning signs, ornaments on Christmas trees replaced with disturbing trinkets. Harmless pranks, or something more sinister at play? Then came the notes. Messages scrawled on scraps of paper, left on doorsteps tucked into mailboxes, cryptic warnings, veiled threats. Christmas in Harrison always had a mischievous undercurrent. It started with harmless pranks, a tradition passed down through generations. Children, their eyes twinkling with mischief, would tiptoe across snow-covered lawns, leaving lumps of coal disguised as reindeer droppings on doorsteps. Laughter would echo through the crisp winter air as unsuspecting neighbours discovered the prank, shaking their heads in amusement. Teens, fueled by a desire to outdo each other, would escalate the game. Cards wrapped tightly in colourful wrapping paper, their owners left to unravel the festive puzzle. Good-natured grumbling masked the underlying appreciation for the effort and creativity. It was all part of the holiday spirit in Harrison. Even adults partook in the playful deception. Anonymously delivered fruitcakes, notorious for their longevity, would appear on doorsteps accompanied by mischievous notes. The first sign that something was amiss appeared on Mrs. Henderson's doorstep. Known for her elaborate Christmas decorations, she awoke one morning to find her beloved reindeer topiary adorned with a crown of thorns. The sight sent a chill down her spine, a sense of foreboding settling in her stomach. Had it been one of the neighbourhood kids? Or was something more sinister at play? Then came the whispers, strange symbols drawn on sidewalks in chalk, quickly washed away by the falling snow. Garlands twisted into disturbing shapes, resembling contorted figures hanging from trees. Festive lights rearranged to blink out cryptic messages in Morse code. The townsfolk dismissed it as the work of bored teenagers, but a seed of doubt had been planted. The pranks escalated. A trail of broken ornaments leading to Mr. Thompson's front door. A single black rose left on the windshield of Mrs. O'Malley's car. The line between harmless prank and malicious intent blurred beyond recognition on the night the Miller family's dog, Sparky, went missing. The beloved terrier, a fixture in the annual town Christmas pageant, vanished without a trace. Frantic searching yielded nothing but a shredded red ribbon, identical to the one Sparky wore for the pageant, hanging from the branch of a snow-laden pine tree. Terror, raw and primal, gripped the town. The disappearance of a pet, especially one so beloved, shattered the illusion of safety that had once defined Harrison. The unspoken agreement that governed the holiday pranks had been broken. This was no longer a game. This was something far more sinister. The annual Christmas Eve carol singing, usually a joyous affair filled with laughter and good cheer, was cancelled. The streets, once bustling with last-minute shoppers and carolers, stood eerily deserted. The day began like any other in December. Snow fell softly. Children, bundled in winter coats, trudged to school. The scent of pine and cinnamon hung in the air. But by nightfall, a bone-chilling fear would grip Harrison, replacing the festive cheer with a chilling silence. Miss Emily Parker, the beloved elementary school teacher, was gone. She wasn't home for dinner. She hadn't called to say she'd be late. The glow of Christmas lights seemed to dim as the news of her disappearance spread through the town like a virus. Whispers turned to frantic calls, doors slammed open as neighbours gathered on porches, their faces etched with worry. Children, sensing the shift in the adults' moods, clung to their parents' sides, their innocent eyes wide with confusion and fear. The disappearance of Miss Parker shattered the fragile peace that had settled over Harrison. The festive decorations, once symbols of joy and celebration, now served as grim reminders of the darkness that had invaded their town. Fear became a constant companion. Parents walked their children to school, their eyes scanning the streets, their hands gripping tightly onto small, mittened hands. The sound of laughter, once a common melody in Harrison, was replaced by hushed whispers and the crunching of snow under nervous footsteps. The police, their faces grim, conducted house-to-house inquiries, but their questions were met with shrugs and shaking heads. No one had seen anything. No one knew anything, or so they claimed. The name Harold Finch began to surface in hushed conversations, spoken with a mix of fear and morbid curiosity. A recluse who lived on the outskirts of town, Finch was an enigma, a solitary figure shrouded in mystery. Children whispered tales of seeing him lurking in the woods, his eyes glowing in the darkness. Adults, recalling his unsettling demeanour and the strange noises emanating from his dilapidated house, crossed the street when he passed, their greetings met with a chilling silence. Finch, with his unkempt appearance, piercing gaze and solitary nature, became an easy target for suspicion. He was different, an outsider. Harold Finch was a man who lived in the fringes of Harrison's memory, a shadow cast by the town's collective past. His home, a dilapidated Victorian mansion perched atop a windswept hill overlooking the town, was a testament to his isolation. The paint peeled, the roof sagged, and the windows, many boarded up, stared out blankly like the eyes of a forgotten ghost. Few in Harrison had ever spoken to Finch directly. He frequented the town square only when necessity demanded, his presence announced by the rhythmic tap of his cane and the rustle of his long black coat. He moved with a deliberate slowness, his head perpetually bowed as if carrying the weight of the world on his stooped shoulders. Children, their imaginations fueled by whispers and shadows, spun tales of Finch's eccentricities. They spoke of strange lights flickering in his windows at night, the faint sound of music, both haunting and beautiful, drifting down from the hilltop mansion. To them, Finch was a boogeyman, a cautionary tale, whispered in hushed tones around campfires. Adults, though less prone to flights of fancy, regarded Finch with a mixture of pity and apprehension. Harold Finch had not always been a recluse. Whispers of a past life, one filled with promise and happiness, clung to him like the faint scent of lavender on a winter's day. He had once been a teacher, a man whose passion for literature had ignited a love of learning in the hearts of his students. Then tragedy struck, swift and merciless. His wife, Eleanor, the love of his life, was taken from him in a car accident one snowy Christmas Eve. The same festive lights that had illuminated their happiness now cast long, mournful shadows over his grief. He retreated from the world, seeking solace in the solitude of his hilltop home. The books that had once brought him joy now served as a barricade, shielding him from the pain of human connection. He became a ghost, haunting the edges of the town that had once embraced him. The disappearance of Miss Parker breathed life into the whispers that had long swirled around Harold Finch. Suspicion, like a venomous vine, wrapped itself around the town, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare the most vulnerable among them. The evidence, circumstantial at best, was enough to fuel the flames of fear and paranoia. Finch had been seen talking to Miss Parker on several occasions, their conversations held in hushed tones beneath the shade of the old oak tree in the town square. Had he lured her to his home? The rumours, fueled by fear and speculation, spiralled out of control. The decision to search Harold Finch's home was not made lightly. The townsfolk, their faces etched with a mixture of apprehension and grim determination, gathered at the foot of the hill, their lanterns casting long, dancing shadows in the falling snow. The silence was broken only by the mournful creak of the windmills and the frantic pounding of their own hearts. Sheriff Thompson, a man burdened by the weight of his badge and the fear in his neighbour's eyes, approached the front door, his hand hovering over the tarnished knocker. This was uncharted territory, a trespass into the private world of a man they barely knew. 3 sharp raps echoed through the night, swallowed by the silence of the house. Moments stretched into an eternity as they waited, their breath forming white plumes in the frigid air. Just when their resolve began to waver, they heard it. The distinct sound of a floorboard groaning under the weight of approaching footsteps. All who beheld them. As the townsfolk delved deeper into Harold Finch's home, their initial curiosity morphed into something akin to dread. The house, once viewed as a place of solitude, now revealed itself to be a prison of obsession, its walls papered with the remnants of a mind teetering on the edge of madness. In a room at the end of the hallway they discovered it, a shrine dedicated to Miss Parker. Photographs, newspaper clippings and handwritten notes covered every inch of the wall, a chilling testament to Finch's unhealthy fascination with the missing teacher. The notes, scrawled in a frantic hand, spoke of love, longing and a desperate need for connection. They documented Finch's every encounter with Miss Parker, from their chance meetings in the town square to their brief conversations after school. The words, initially filled with a yearning tenderness, grew increasingly possessive and disturbing as the days turned into weeks. One note, written in large, bold letters, sent a collective shiver down their spines. She will be mine. She has no choice. We are meant to be together forever. The townsfolk of Harrison never found Emily Parker. The search parties dwindled, the missing person posters faded, but the fear lingered like a shadow over the town's heart. Harold Finch, cleared of wrongdoing, retreated to his hilltop home. He became a ghost, marked by a flicker of light or a lone crow. Some whispered he had hidden Miss Parker in his mansion. Others wondered if he was a victim of grief and loneliness. The truth remained elusive, buried beneath speculation and fear. Harrison's festive cheer was forever tinged with melancholy. The chilling tale of Harrison serves as a haunting reminder that darkness can lurk even in the most unexpected places, casting a long shadow over the festive cheer of the holiday season. It whispers of the fragility of innocence, the destructive nature of fear, and the enduring power of secrets. As we gather with loved ones to celebrate the joy of the season, let us remember those who are lost, those who are hurting, and those who are haunted by the ghosts of Christmases past. Let us reach out to those who dwell in the shadows, offering them the warmth of human connection and the healing power of compassion. And let us never forget that the true spirit of Christmas lies not in the presents we receive or the decorations we display, but in the love we share, the kindness we extend, and the hope we carry in our hearts. For even in the darkest of nights, a single candle can illuminate the path towards healing, forgiveness, and the enduring belief that even the most shattered of souls can find peace.